In a small suburban town in Texas, USA, there was a boy named Ethan. Ethan was 16 years old and a high school student. He was not known for being smart or athletic, but rather for being so lazy that both his teachers and parents were constantly worried about him. Every morning when the alarm clock rang, Ethan would hit snooze and go back to sleep. He was often late for school, turned in homework half done, and spent most of his time playing video games or scrolling through social media. His parents often reminded him, "You must learn to manage your time, or one day you'll regret it." But Ethan would just laugh, thinking the future was far away, and he should just enjoy the present. At school, Ethan had a best friend named Michael. Michael was the complete opposite. He always woke up early, did his homework properly, and even played on the school basketball team. Every time Ethan asked him to play video games, Michael would answer, "I can't. I need to practice for the game next week." Ethan laughed. "Why are you so serious? We're still young." He couldn't understand why Michael valued every hour and minute so much. To Ethan, wasting an afternoon didn't seem like a big deal. One day, the school announced a scholarship competition for outstanding students. The prize was a full scholarship to a prestigious university. Along with a trip to Washington, D.C., Ethan signed up, not because he cared much about studying, but because he thought, maybe I'll get lucky. But as the competition drew closer, Ethan made no preparations. Meanwhile, Michael spent every spare hour studying, reviewing, and practicing his presentation skills. The night before the competition, Ethan stayed up until 2 in the morning playing games. The result was no surprise. Ethan wrote carelessly and stammered through his answers, while Michael was confident, clear, and eventually won the scholarship. When the teacher announced the result, Ethan's heart sank. He realized the chance had slipped away because of his own laziness. That evening, Ethan's father sat down next to him. His father had once been an immigrant worker who labored hard to support the family. He spoke gently. "Ethan, do you know why I always tell you to value time? Because I once wasted my youth. I didn't study properly, and I've had to spend my whole life doing heavy labor. I don't want you to repeat my mistake. Time is like capital. If you use it wisely, it grows. If you waste it, it disappears forever." For the first time, Ethan saw tears in his father's eyes. He suddenly realized the silent sacrifices his parents had made in hopes that he would have a brighter future. The next day, Ethan decided to try changing. He started by waking up 30 minutes earlier, exercising, and reading one chapter of a book. At first it was tough, but after a few weeks he felt healthier and more energetic. He also made a study schedule, finishing homework in the afternoon and spending 1 to 2 hours in the evening on extra reading. Though he was still slower than his peers, at least he felt he was no longer being left behind. Michael supported him and encouraged him to keep going. "You see, once you use your time wisely, everything improves," Michael said. A year later, Ethan was completely different. From a lazy boy, he had turned into a decent student, praised by his teachers. He didn't win a big scholarship like Michael, but he did receive a state award for an essay titled "The Power of Using Time Wisely." In that essay, Ethan wrote, "Time is the most precious asset everyone has, yet it is also the easiest to waste. I once lost many opportunities because of laziness and procrastination. But when I learned to manage each hour and minute, life became more meaningful, and I began moving closer to my dreams." Ethan's story became an example for many classmates. He proved that it is never too late to change, as long as you start today. He realized that laziness steals opportunities. Time waits for no one. Using time wisely is the key to success. If you are like Ethan once was, always procrastinating and wasting time on useless things, stop and think. Ask yourself, who do you want to become in 5 or 10 years? What can you do today to get closer to that dream? Because the power of using time wisely will determine whether you are successful or just filled with regret.